Our speaker has been a Toastmaster since December 2013 when he joined Twin Cities business leaders in Temecula. But that wasn't his first exposure to Toastmasters. In 2011, he gave his icebreaker speech at Temecula Toastmasters and did not give another speech for 2 years. But that wasn't his first exposure. It was actually in 1984 when his dad dragged him to his first meeting when he was 17 years old to a Bob's Big Boy in Seattle, Washington. He is currently a Toastmaster for life, now having co-founded clubs, Optimal Speakers Toastmasters and the Next Level Toastmasters, both in Murrieta. He is a charter member of District 12's newest club, Standing Ovations Advanced Toastmasters. He earns his DTM in April of 2018. He is a speaker, author, and entrepreneur. His current focus as a results coach is helping people optimize their health, relationships, and career. He developed a formula called S.E.E.King alignment while writing his first published book, The Unstoppable Mindset for Health. He will share that formula with you now. Please help me welcome John Grant, DTM. The title of his qualified speaker presentation is S.E.E.King Alignment. John Grant.
I was standing on a dry lake desert bed in the high desert of Southern California. I was 3 years old and I'm looking across at my father in a glider, a one-seat glider, and he asked me, "John, do you want to fly with your old man today?" I'm looking up at my Marine father, the test pilot, the once almost astronaut. "Sure, Dad." And I walk over and he picks me up and sets me on his lap. Here I go. I'm looking out. There's this long steel cable stretching out to our big green station wagon we nicknamed the Monster. This thing had to take 2 adults and 6 kids wherever we wanted to go. All of a sudden, he closes the cockpit. My brothers are on either wing and they lift it up. And my dad says, "Go!" My mom stepped on the gas and I'm forced back into my dad's lap, and we're bumping along on that dry lake desert bed, and suddenly, poof, we get some air, and I hear in the wings that beautiful sound, shh, as we start going higher and faster and higher and faster, and then he reaches under and pulls a lever, clunk. All of a sudden, we are light and getting in alignment with those hot desert thermals as we start going higher and faster and higher and faster. All of a sudden, I'm looking down at the clouds for the first time in my life, those beautiful white puffy clouds. I'm looking up into this serene, deep blue, heavenly sky. It was a beautiful first flight. We went up to 3,000 feet. And as we came down, circling down and landing on that dry lake desert bed, bumping along again, and then coming to a stop and the wing slightly tilts onto the ground. He opens the cockpit, lifts me out. All my brothers and my sister come running over. "John, John, what did you think? How was it?" "It was a little scary and hot." Fellow Toastmasters, MC, that was a beautiful time in my life and a memory of my dad I cherish every day. It gives me great joy. What is it that electrifies you and gives you joy in your life? I will be talking about some things here with you today that you can take with you when you leave. The next thing I know, I'm 4 years old, I'm waking up, I'm walking down to the kitchen, witnessing my parents in an argument. And I say, "What's happening?" They say, "Go back to bed," in a stern voice, and I listen. A few days later, my mom leaves a "Dear Bob" note on the refrigerator. His name was Robert. She packs 14 suitcases, takes 6 kids out of school, and takes us to Catalina Island and starts a new life for us. The next time I flew with my father, I was 18 years old. This time was a bi-wing Pitts, one of those stunt planes. I sit down in an open cockpit. He's behind me in a bubble cockpit. He has a little way of communicating to me. I'm wearing goggles and the leather helmet also have a way to talk to him. My butt is strapped to our chute. I strap in. He says, "Oh, John, here we go." And off we go out over the ocean. We're flying to Catalina Island to buzz my 2 brothers playing softball. He says, "Okay, John, I'm going to do my routine. Don't you dare barf in my cockpit." I say, "Okay, Dad." And with my best Rocky Balboa voice, go for it. And right away, up he goes in this big loop and right into 2 barrel rolls. And then straight up into a hammerhead, and he slips back down and he says, "How you doing, John?" "Oh, this is the best ride ever, Dad. Do it again, do it again." We go over to Catalina and we buzz my brothers playing softball twice. People stop and look up at these crazy people in the stunt plane buzzing the baseball field. We take a small tour of the island and land at what's called the airport in the sky because it's on the top of a mountain. As we're coming into land in the pits, you cannot see in front of you. So he slips in and at the very last moment aligns and lands on the airport in the sky. That was also a bit scary. These 4 pillars, spiritual, emotional, energetic, and chemical, spelled with a K on purpose, I will let you know why, support our life. We are forged in the crucible of life. It is difficult at times, and conflict keeps coming at us. I encourage you, lean into adversity and build skills to deal with it in a more effective way. That first pillar, spirituality. Growing up in Avalon, there was a Catholic church town, and I was at catechism around 12 years old. It was a great time to be studying the Bible, talking with my peers about spirituality and religion, talking with the priests, talking with my teachers, my family. It was just a fantastic way to learn about spirituality and religion. One day, my mom and I are walking out of church, and the priest says, "Excuse me, Miss Rapson, and we turn, and I'm looking up slightly at the Father as he tells us, "The church no longer allows children or families of divorce to attend services. This will be your last time. And it felt like God stamped an L on my forehead because I had lost my father to divorce and now my spiritual father. And for about 2 weeks, I contemplated what it is to be spiritual or religious. I also figured out my relationship to God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit is my relationship. And I turned that L inside to love, unconditional love for myself and others. And I give that freely. What is it that lifts your faith up in yourself? How do you help other people have more faith in themselves? It is important to have faith in yourself and faith it until you make it. You are seeking alignment to your purpose, your vision, and what you want more of in your life. The next pillar is emotional. What can you do on a daily basis to lift your emotions and leverage those good feelings or the hard ones to help you get what you want more of in your life? For me, it was this situation. My wife and I are scuba divers. We love vacationing in Hawaii and completely unplugging another island paradise, just a beautiful place. And we go there and we relax and rejuvenate. We recharge the batteries. It was Christmas 2016, and I looked at my phone. It said my brother had been emergency helivac to the ICU in Long Beach Memorial. And I thought to myself, wow, I knew he was in failing health, but I didn't know it was this serious. I thought to myself, I want to go visit him and lift his spirits and really see what I can help with. And I tell my wife, my brother's in the ICU. She says, what are you doing looking at your phone? We're supposed to be unplugged. Oops. Not the first time I upset my wife. Probably not the last. When we got back to the mainland, we went and visited my brother. I'm looking down at him at this time in my life. And I have 3 of the 5 things that put him in that hospital bed. I have obesity, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver. He has congestive heart failure and COPD, a trouble breathing. And I put my foot down in that moment and I said, I will not go down that path. And in that instant, I had an emotional reaction that I could leverage to help me create better health in my life. And 2 years later, I was 46 pounds lighter, no longer had type 2 diabetes, and my fatty liver was healed. That is seeking alignment to your purpose, your vision, and what you want more of in your life. How are you leveraging your emotions in a moment's notice on a daily basis to get more of what you want in your life? You're seeking alignment and finding you're unstoppable. The first pillar, spirituality. The second pillar, emotional. The third pillar, energetic. What are you doing on a daily basis to raise your energy and that of others? If you see someone low energy, how do you help them? For me, I remember this time as a kid on Catalina Island, grabbing my surfboard, a backpack full of water and some food, and hiking 10 miles to the backside of Catalina where the surf is, surfing all day, and then hiking home 10 miles. When you add surfing, you know, that's about 26 miles. I met this gentleman in my Twin Cities Toastmasters Club. You may know him. His name is Ed Win-Win Eddinghausen, and he's an ultramarathon runner. He gave this speech with all these buckles. He almost had to bring them in on a wheelbarrow. He holds the record for the most 100-mile runs. Now, he made a challenge to me in that Toastmaster Club to coach me to complete my first marathon. Afterwards, talking to him, I gave him the excuse, oh, I played basketball all my life. My knees are shot. So the next time I hear him give the speech and offer the challenge, Ed, I think I'm too old to complete a marathon. Now, the third time I heard him give the challenge, he's speaking at a health fair at our wellness center. And I tell him, okay, Ed, I take up that challenge. I am going to walk a marathon for a pattern of success in my health. I started walking on the treadmill 15 minutes a day, just 15 minutes a day. That was my start. I did that for 2 weeks and bumped it up to half an hour, then an hour. Then I walked a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and finally it came time for the big LA marathon. I walked from Dodger Stadium to the Santa Monica Pier, and I can tell you on the 18th mile, I hit a wall. My legs hurt horribly. My feet had blisters. It was adversity like I had never faced. I sat down for a moment. I thought to myself, how am I going to complete this marathon? And I remembered as a kid, I would walk the backside of Catalina Island and surf. I got up and I finished that marathon in 8 hours and 12 minutes. When I put this medal around my neck, I knew I had created a pattern of success in my health that would serve me every day going forward. How can you create a pattern of success in your life that raises your energy just like that on a daily basis? You can count on something. You can help others raise their energy. Now, pillar 1 is spiritual. Pillar 2 is emotional. Pillar 3 was energetic. This 4th pillar is chemical, spelled with a K, to let go of perfectionism. I would never have written my book if I held on to perfectionism. I encourage you, just let it go. Chemical alignment is every day. How are we aligning with our chemical being? I like to talk about hormone balancing because those are the messengers that communicate to your cells. It's important to get your hormones checked and understand hormone balancing. The 4 happy brain chemicals, though, are dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin, that love drug we get. I'm giving you a virtual hug because I need that boost of oxytocin. Dopamine is that happy drug. You get it when you get around people. A lot of you go out for coffee and you're just so excited to meet with someone. When you drink coffee, it actually gives you a boost of dopamine. You also get a lot of caffeine. Serotonin is that drug that makes you ambitious. Go find a mate. Do something with your life. Raise someone's serotonin and they will go do something. Endorphins are that drug that just floods our bodies when we're working out or running or walking. It helps repair our bodies, muscles. When I work out, I'm so sore, but it just feels so blissful. Oxytocin is my favorite. We get it when we go to Toastmasters meetings and we get around people that we enjoy being around. It's this community drug in the drugstore of your mind. How do you flood your drugstore of your mind with these happy brain chemicals more often and get in alignment? Now, we're scuba divers, my wife and I, and we're on a scuba diving trip to Catalina Island. We dropped down to about 55 feet. This is called a drift dive. The boat moves off. And we're swimming towards this underground mountain. All of a sudden, I see a harbor seal, and it's hiding behind rocks. It's darting from rock to rock, and then all of a sudden it takes off. At that time, I look behind me, and I see this big gray-white fin disappear into the murk. Yes, there was a great white shark behind us. If it was hungry, I would not be here giving you this speech. My wife's okay because sharks are a man-eater. We finish our dive, but I had to calm down the flood of chemicals in my body. I knew that if I told her we're in the water with a great white shark, she'd to the top and walk on water to get out of there. I had to calm down, finish our dive. We surfaced safely. I look to the boat and I give an okay sign. They give an okay sign back, but they're not coming towards us to pick us up. They're using the boat to drive that big white shark out of the bay. I know what's going on. Do I tell my wife? No. I want to keep us calm, but I can tell you the whole time I'm looking down, where's the next shark? I never felt so happy to get on that boat. What are you doing on a daily basis to get in alignment with your chemical being? How can you help others raise their chemistry to be happy? So those 4 pillars supporting our life: spiritual, emotional, energetic, and chemical, spelled with a K. Utilize these on a daily basis to get in alignment with your purpose, your vision of what you want more of in your life. Seeking alignment can help you soar in a glider, in a pit, like an eagle, going higher and faster and higher to your next level. Mr. MC.